is me, Mrs. Scott. My face keeps changing. Well, we might need to fix that. We're going to take what we learned about lines, and we are going to, in fact, learn about shapes.
Hello, boys and girls. Today, we're going to make a project with our next element of art. Remember, we have done line already. Now we're doing shape, and there's 7 of them. So we are up to our second one. So you need a piece of paper, a pencil, a Sharpie if you have one, crayons, and you can even use colored pencils. I've had students ask me that. Yes, use colored pencils if you have them. Okay, go get your stuff.
Hi, welcome to I Am an Artist. In this lesson, we are going to learn about shapes. Let's get started. Shape is one of the 7 elements of art with line, form, color, value, texture, and space. When you draw a line that connects back to the beginning or crosses with other lines, we have shapes. Shapes are enclosed 2-dimensional space. That means they have width and length, but no depth. They are always flat. Their boundaries are defined by differences in other elements such as line, color, texture, or value. There are countless shapes, but we can divide them into 2 main categories: geometric shape or organic shape. Geometric shapes can be determined mathematically. They are known as regular shapes, and they usually have specific names such as circle, square, rectangle, triangle, or oval. They don't often appear in nature. Organic shapes can be found in nature like leaves or water. They are irregular, usually curvy. We have some names of specific organic shapes such as stars, the moon, or hearts. But most of them don't have names. We created some interesting artwork with shapes through various activities. You can check them in our Let's Art list. I hope you had fun. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim. But his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad. Because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin fee. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor. But the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald! The animals all sneered.
Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird.
Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor, and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing, and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh.
Excuse me,
Coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on.
but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music, if you really want it to.
With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. I am dancing? Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen!
How did you learn to dance like that?
Please, Gerald, tell us how!" But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love."
Okay, start with your paper vertically and make a big teardrop on the top corner of your paper. This will be our giraffe's ear. Then we're going to make a big sideways J for his face. Now go in a little bit from the teardrop, and we're going to put horns, and they kind of look like a circle on top of two curved lines. So 2 of those go right on top of his head. Now go inside just a little bit and make 2 lines straight down towards the end of your paper. And do the other line underneath your teardrop ear. There, just like that. Good job. On the side of that, we're going to make curved or zigzag lines to make its mane. Yours will look different than mine, and that'll be great. Now we're going to do a curved line with a half circle for his eye and a little detail in the middle. And of course, a smiley face, because we have a happy giraffe. Okay, now we're going to do the background, and we're going to do 2 lines down. We're going to make a tree, and we're going to make big curved lines or loop lines, whatever you want to do. And if it goes outside of the paper, that's great, but we want to make sure you don't go through our giraffe. We want to make it look like it's behind. So whatever you do to your background, I'm going to make a cloud here. Don't go over your giraffe. You're going to stop where your giraffe is. And then you're going to make your horizon line, like we've done before, and imaginary line across, just like that. Okay. And I'm going to do a little bush here with some curved lines so it shows that there's some more nature. Now we're going to make some organic shapes for his spots. Now, organic shape means that they're not perfect circles. So make sure you do different styles all around the neck of your giraffe. Just like that. Now I think we are ready to add a little bit of detail to his ear. Let's put a little middle, kind of looks like an inside teardrop or an upside down V. And now I think we're ready for our coloring. Okay, for my giraffe, I'm going to use yellow for the base color. So we are going to start, you can use any color you want for your giraffe. You can make him as colorful as you like, make patterns, whatever. But you need to start with the base color because we're going to go in and add some detail later. So we're going to go in and I'm going to add my base color. It's going to be yellow. And again, we're going to show craftsmanship. We're going to make sure every bit of space that we have is colored in and we have no white showing. And again, if you go over the line, go outside the line, it's perfectly okay. Just keep going. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my spot color and I'm going to use orange. And again, this is my base color because I'm going to go in and I'm going to add details with a different color of crayon in a little bit. So you go ahead and color all of your picture and we will come back and add different details. A lot of green in my nature in the background. I'm going to use different shades of green and different tones. By doing this, it shows value and it adds a little pop. So you will see on my finished product that I have different shades of green. Now in our tree here, I didn't finish a little loop. You can do a loop or a straight line to make it look like there's a difference in the color. So finish your picture and we will come back. Now that I have the base color down, I'm going to go in and add some detail. So I'm going to use the brown and I'm going to go around the corners of my giraffe spots. And then when I'm finished with all of these spots, I'm going to go in and do the ears, the eyes, and the horns. Now I'm going to go in with a dark green and I'm going to make little detail marks in my tree, grass, clouds, and my bush in the front. So go ahead and finish your coloring, and remember, don't forget to sign it.